My name is Gabriel Varga, and I fight out of Studio 4 Athletics.
Hi, Gabriel. Could you give us your fight stats, please?
I have 25 wins, 2 losses, and I hold 2 professional world titles, one for WKN and one for WKF.
You fight featherweight, right?
That's correct.
Height?
5'10".
And you have any nicknames or anything?
No, I actually like not having a nickname.
You like not having one?
I do.
Why is that?
It just sort of goes with my image, clean cut. I don't need something like the Crusher or anything like that to represent myself.
What if you had like a clean cut nickname?
That would work, but I just can't find one, and nobody's ever suggested a good one. So
We're gonna think of a good one. How's training going so far?
It's been great. I decided to do a full 9 weeks this time, so I've got through about 6 so far almost, and everything's going great, injury free. I can't complain.
Good. When did you start kickboxing? How old were you? What got you into it? All those type of things.
I initially started martial arts around age 6. My father got me into it. He just wanted us to be able to defend ourselves, get our black belt. And by the time I was about 12, I had my black belt, and then we slowly transitioned into kickboxing. Moved from point fighting and kata, that sort of thing, into continuous light contact, and then eventually it just adapted into full contact kickboxing when I was in my late teens.
Did you ever think you'd be fighting for a world title at this point when you started then?
No, my goals have always been very small. It's always, I want to have, my first goal was just to have one ring fight. And after I did that, I went, oh, okay, this is fun. I want to win a Canadian title. After I did that, stepping stone, I wanted to win North American, then I was going to stop. Amateur world title, then I was going to stop. It's like that every time. I was just going, oh, okay, once I hit that level, I'll stop. And then I just go, this is going well, let's continue.
You wouldn't stop if you won the world title, though?
No, it's not a plan.
Not a plan, good. How about when you're not training?
When I'm not training, it's just a lot of downtime. I spend time with my good friends, just taking drives, just hanging out. Lots of time with my family and my girlfriend. It's really low key.
Nothing exciting at all? Maybe something.
Oh, there's lots of stuff that I like doing. I like rock climbing. I like going for runs. I like all those type of things, but maybe not compared to what other people would think are crazy exciting. I like traveling.
That still works.
Yeah.
So how excited are you for this title fight going up?
I'm excited, maybe not as much as people would think, because I don't really focus ever on what title it is or this or that. It's just a fight. I have an opponent. I always just research my opponent and put in all the time to make sure I know who I'm fighting. And once you get the win, then the benefits come after.
So from the stuff that you've watched, what do you think of Emrani, and how do you think your style is going to match with his?
We'll have a good fight, because our styles, well, I don't want to say clash, but they'll make for a good contest. Some guys are just, the two of them, they don't match up well. And for this one, just because we will have high output paces, I think it'll make for a fast, entertaining fight, and it'll really display the featherweight division at its best.
Okay. After you win this world title, is there anyone that you actually want to fight? Maybe a North American, another North American, so you can, make sure that you're the. People still argue about Kevin Ross and stuff.
Yeah.
You make sure that you're the #1 in North America?
I would like to fight Kevin. It's come up a number of times, like almost just about made the fight, but he wants to fight with elbows on Lion Fight, and I want to fight Glory Rules. Glory's been great to me. I'm planning on sticking with them. They're the first guys who gave me a really big opportunity, so it's really just anybody who wants to come in and fight me after this.
I'd like to see that fight. How about Sean Kearney? What do you think of you?
Sean, I haven't even seen him fight that much. We used to have the same sparring partners, and we should have sparred a bunch of times, and we ended up missing each other just week by week. But as I understand, last time I heard, he can't make the weight class that I fight at.
Oh, okay.
So I think he's one up now.
Okay. That's it. No one's called you out, have they? No one's called you out ever?
No, not that I know of.
No. How about after a fight? What do you usually do?
After a fight, I have a really strict 9 weeks of training, so I just let myself have some fun. I break the diet. I start going to all the restaurants that I love. I get back to having some treats now and then. I don't go crazy or anything like that. And over the last 2 or 3 fights, I've usually gone on a trip after. Just went to St. Lucia, down the coastline to California last year. So probably do something like that.
What are some of the restaurants that you like? Like, what's the type of food?
I love Japanese.
Oh yeah?
Japanese food, yeah, it's my favorite.
Okay, Okay, I like to ask everyone 4 questions at the end.
Yeah.
Who's the hardest puncher you fought?
Hardest puncher. I'm sure there's been harder punches after, my first couple fights, but as far as I remember, I had a fight back, my 3rd fight in my amateur career, and I just had somebody who I was so scared to even let my hands leave my temples. I can't even remember his name, but you get better and you learn how to take punches better, so I just remember him being one of the hardest punchers.
How about the hardest kicker?
Same thing. I fought somebody over in Vancouver a number of years ago before anybody was teaching me to check low kicks. And I remember walking back, taking the ferry home, and I couldn't even go up the stairs on one leg. Just, that was the guy that smashed my legs up the most.
What was the hardest fight you had?
Hardest fight technically was against Kubo, Yuta Kubo, just because his offbeat style, and I didn't get to prepare for him. So that fight in there, I felt the most lost, and that was the most difficult in that aspect. But for actual output, maybe against Shane Oblansky, just the second fight, going without a game plan, and just I didn't stick to my game plan of picking him apart, and just went to battle with him. Just made it a war, and not a smart idea, but that was a hard fight. I was tired.
Okay. How about favorite fighter? Could be anything, like kickboxing, boxing,
favorite fighter?
Make believe, whatever you want.
I still have the same favorite fighters from back in the day when I was 16, watching everybody. Andy Sauer, Masato, Bakao. Those guys are still my favorite guys. Yeah, all those guys. And even though they're not fighting anymore, I still like to watch their old fights.
Andy's still going.
Andy is, yes.
Still going strong.
Yeah, he's awesome.
All right, that's good. I think that's all we need. Thank you, Gabriel.
Great. Thank you.